Hi kids, welcome back to my channel. This is Smoked Eyes and Loud Lips. I'm Ashley and here we talk about eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks and everything else in between. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'd love to have you over on Instagram as well under the same handle at Smoked Eyes and Loud Lips. Alright, so I'm very excited about today. I've been waiting for this delivery for quite some time. It finally came. I've swatched the lipsticks but not the eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to be trying Necromancy Cosmetica. We've got an eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. So it comes in this lovely little box. This is a mirror. How amazing is that? And then this folds out, some lovely, beautiful artwork on the back. And this is the eyeshadow palette. Now, full disclosure, I'm very one for, you shouldn't be influenced by other people. You should really look into it. You should, get in store, look at stuff yourself, do some research, see if it's actually worth it. Don't just fall for packaging. I completely went against all of me better judgment and just fell for the packaging and the colour story. Because I mean, look at that. It's absolutely stunning. I haven't swatched them. I don't know what the formula's like. I don't know anyone who's used them. I literally just bought it because I just fell in love. So cool. Look at the packaging for the lipsticks. Like, beautiful. And all of the packaging, from what I can gather, is cardboard. So it's all recyclable. From what I've read on their website, up to 80% of their packaging is now biodegradable. So, I mean, what is not a love? The artwork is just incredible. I've just not seen anything like this before, nothing at all. So these are the lipsticks. I've got Bonfire Dance, which is this orangey brick red. I then picked up Segunda Plaga, which is this lovely swampy green. And then I picked up It's Wednesday, which is a deep charcoal grey. So, like I said, I've swatched the lipsticks. I did briefly have the Bonfire Dance on earlier in the week. So I know that the formulas are good. They aren't a super matte formula. They are matte, but they're not a super matte formula, so they don't hang around as long as I'd like. Overall, I really can't complain. They definitely pack a punch in terms of pigment. So yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't mind carrying this around and reapplying. It really doesn't bother us. So I think what I'm going to do is just get into doing a bit of a look and picking one of the lipsticks. I'll not use the one that I've already wore, so I'll wear one of either the green or the grey. Colour stories. I'm going to move, so the mirror obviously is novelty. Great for lipsticks. You can't do any, I mean, you probably could if you were strapped. If you were strapped for a mirror, it'd be good to apply eyeshadow. Great for lipstick, absolutely fantastic, but definitely not eyeshadow unless you had no other option. So straight away, I fell for these two shadows here. I have recently just done a look with those kinds of tones. So I'm going to go for these more grungy tones here. These two look very similar, but one of them has got a different finish to the other. So this is Serpents. I might just do a couple of swatches. So there is a tiny, tiny bit of kick up. So this one's Serpents. And it's a very, I would say forest green, and it's got a tiny, tiny little bit of shimmer through it. This next one's Solitude, which is again like a murky forest green. This one's Pantano, which is the one I'm most excited about. This is like a grungy, like toxic waste green, not fluorescent, but that's what I would describe as like a toxic waste green. And then we've got Ephemeral, which is like a stone colour. I think I'm going to concentrate on those 4. I might just quickly swatch the other ones. This one's Gloom, which seems to be the most shimmery. There's a load of kick up in these. Yeah, it's quite, can you see how it's quite flaky? That's got a gold shimmer through it, and it's like with a brown undertone. Then you've got Enlightenment, which is this mustardy yellow. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I think they're going to take a little bit of work, so I'm definitely going to put a primer on. And this one's Disintegration, which is the rust colour. Lovely. And then you've got Blackthorn, which I don't think is a black. It's more like a really dark brown. Those are the swatches. So yes, very beautiful, excited to go. Formula, certainly not what I'm used to, but I am willing to give them a crack. They certainly are very pretty in colour, but we're just going to find out about the formula. Because if it's anything that I've learned, is that you can't really trust the first go. There's plenty of stuff I've picked up and I'm like, I don't like this. I can't get away with that. And then when I actually use it, I love it. I'm just going to go in with Solitude, the darkest one, straight off the bat. And I'm going to pack that on. I need something quite dense. I just need a packing brush. I might actually have to grab another brush because I don't think any of these are going to pack on. I've got this brush from Mad Beauty and I love them. They are Nightmare Before Christmas themed, but they are not the best brushes I've ever used. And I honestly think, I'll grab these ones here. I think they'll make the product kick up even more. Skip them ones. All right, see, I'm not organised again. What a pain in the arse. So I'm going to go in with Solitude on a packing brush. Do I want to use that brush? Hang on, let us test. All right, yes, so I'm taking this Solitude on this little packing brush. This is a Nude by Nature one, because I think I'm going to have to really pack the colour on. Really pack it on. And I'm going to tap it off. Oh, see? Oh, I was going to use eyeshadow primer. Do I wipe it off and start again? Yep, I'm going to. I've got a little bit of concealer through my crease, but I don't think that it's going to do the job. I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip eyeshadow primer because I really want to give them a fair shot. Off first review, these remind me of the e.l.f. formula. And I don't know if many of you have seen my first go at using e.l.f. I bloody hated it. I absolutely hated it. But I got a lot of back flack. Got a lot of flack about e.l.f. and people saying that I wasn't using it correctly or there was better ways to do things. So I am prepared to be corrected. I should wait for a second to let that get... Do you need to wait for this to dry? I don't know. I haven't used this Hydro Grip a lot. Right, okay. I'm going in. And I'm just going to pack the colour on before I start to blend. Alright, so as you can see, pigment's there. Pack in a punch. Might use this one. This is a Real Techniques one. I'm just going to buff that out. It is lifting when I'm buffing. It's kind of just removing the product away. So I'm going to have to buff and then go back in to apply more, which is typical for a lot of eyeshadows anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Just be gentle. Seems to be picking up quite a bit. I honestly think I could buff this out to nothing if I kept going. You see that? Interesting. I mean, that is quite a concentrated brush. Maybe I should be using a bigger, fluffier one. That is more densely packed. Obviously they're pigmented. You can pack them down, they'll stay on. In terms of blending and things, you might have to just figure out the best way to get them to work. We'll sit with that. See how we'll go. Okay, so I'm just going to use this bigger brush and with lighter strokes to see if it makes a difference from the brush I used on the other eye. Sometimes it's not necessarily the products, it's the technique that we're using, the tools we're using, us, if we're just having a bad day. That's definitely a softer blend. Just going to go back in with that pigment to darken it back up. That Milk Hydro Grip's slightly stinging my eyes. It's not these shadows, because it was doing it before I put these shadows on. Yeah, see, that's nice. I think it was that brush. Bad brush. Chuck that away. Right, I'm just gonna leave this now. And go in with the next colour. Put on some of this shimmery green. Now I am going to use a little softer brush. I'm just going to put the shimmery shade like here. Like that. I like that. That's nice. It's like a satiny finish. So the colours are really, really lovely. I mean, when you think about it, the brand, this is not the brand you would go to if you want absolutely perfect makeup. I think what they're designing is just worn in, grungy kind of look, which is my vibe. I don't like Instagram makeup. It's not my thing. So I did a bit of research on the actual company themselves. Necromancy, this is verbatim from their website, and I'm fairly sure it is just the standard definition of necromancy, is the practice of magic involving communication with the dead, either by summoning their spirits as apparitions, visions, or raising them bodily, for the purpose of divination, imparting the means to foretell future events, discover hidden knowledge, or to bring someone back from the dead. Now, they posted something on their Instagram yesterday, which was about how colour is going to bring you back from the dead. So I thought it was really quite a clever play on what they're doing as a brand. So they're 100% vegan, they're cruelty free, and they're all handcrafted. So it's actually a 2-person show and a labour of love, as they say on their website. And Des, I think it is, and Sal are partners, I think romantically involved as well, which is really cute. They're based in Puerto Rico, so they have a store and you can order online. They started off with the lipsticks, from what I believe, and then they have just branched out into eyeshadows. So this Swamp of Sorrows was their first palette, and they do have a second, which is a Gothic Romance, which is very deep blues, reds and pinks. The packaging is 80% biodegradable, which I think I mentioned earlier. And I've also just found out they have actually got an Australian retailer. So I got these all the way from Puerto Rico, and I could have just ordered from the retailer. So we'll look into that next time. So I'm going to go in with the Pantano. And again, just being careful with the brush that I've decided to use. So I'm going to put that here. Ooh. I really like that. I'm just going to have to be careful with the blending, because I think there is a very good chance you could muddy this. How beautiful is that? That is so beautiful. I absolutely love that colour. I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. I'm even thinking about going in with Enlightenment. This one on the inner corner. I'm just going to do it. Oh, I'm going to go in with this tiny little brush. An E14 from Ronia. I don't even know who they are. And I'm just going to gently buff. I do think that that is the eyeshadow primer because I can see that it's stuck in certain places. Kind of bringing the brush, just wiggling it back and forward between the shades because I don't want them too muddy. So let's quickly go in and I'll blend these 2, 3, 4 shades. I like it though. Yeah, I definitely think it takes some getting used to using this palette, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we can all stand to learn new things. If everything was easy, life would be boring. I need to go underneath the eye. I'm going to go under with that darker shimmery green. And then I'm also going to go in with that lighter green, that Pantano again, the grungy green. And just put that at the front. I feel like I just need to darken this outer corner. So I'm just going to use the brush that I've already used and I'm just going to jump in this blackthorn, but I'm going to use this edge here. And I'm just going to darken this bit up. Just a smidge. Right, I need to stop holding my mirror in front of my face. Alright, so I think that's it. I could blend it to affinity, I think, if I wanted to. So I'm just going to pop off camera, put some mascara on, and I'll be back to do lips and cheeks. Okay, I'm back. Mascara is done. I am going to use Retool de Fil. This is in Rapture and Frenzy, because I'm going to use both. You gotta warm these up with your fingers. I'm not going to talk about them too much because I am actually going to do a full video using Retool de Fil. I'm just going to quickly pop this on. So I've still got quite a lot of product in my brush from yesterday, so it's coming out quite ferocious. But that just means that I don't have to work as hard. The work is done for me. So it's so fun that I'm actually doing a video on Necromancy Cosmetics. I think how I found out about them was someone who I follow on Instagram, and I think she's on their PR list. She's very cool. She's called Lana the Graves. Or is it Lana the Graves? I don't know. It might be a surname. It might just be a really cool name. Oh, by the way, these two guys here are the owners. Very cool. So yeah, she's got the same sort of aesthetic, you know, piercings, tattoos, gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful girl. So she's on the PR list, and that was how I actually found out about them. She was showing the Swamp of Sorrows palette, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have that. So that was how I ended up with it. But yeah, it's funny that I was talking about Necromancy because I watched a kids movie this week which had that in. It was The House with a Clock on Its Walls. It's got Jack Black in and Cate Blanchett. Swoon for both. And then this young kid whose family gets killed and he ends up going to live with Jack Black because he's his uncle and he's a warlock, and Cate Blanchett is a witch. And yeah, that's all about necromancy because he accidentally brings someone back from the dead. Well, not accidentally. He wants to prove he can do magic to a stupid boy at his school. So yes, it's just, I was like, hey, that's coming this week. Necromancy, and here I am watching the movie where it's the main premise of the movie. I'm not going to bother, oh no I am. I was going to say I'm not going to bother with any highlights, but I definitely am. I'm just going to use the Wet n Wild, that's not Wet n Wild, that's Dior. Wet n Wild highlighting powder, Mega Glow. I have absolutely no idea what shade this is. Just put a little of that across here. But I think the oil coming through on my skin is pretty enough highlight as it is. All right, so let's get into lips. I've got lip balm on, so I'm just gonna wipe it off. Right, I think I'm gonna use the green one. We'll stick with the green theme. I'm probably gonna have to put a lip liner on. This is not a lip liner, but I've just remembered. I think I might put some of this in the waterline. This is the House Labs Identify Gel Pencil Eyeliner in Grime. So I'm just gonna put that in the waterline because that is gonna go well. This needs warming up. There you go. There we go. Maybe it's not even for your waterline. Probably isn't, you know. Right, lip liner. I'm gonna go black. I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil in whatever black. Right, this is a gamble because I've never, as you can see, I haven't even used this yet, I don't think. So I'm really struggling with doing lip liner at the minute. I thought I had doing lip liner down to fine art. So I must be off at the minute. That brush is too stiff. This one is just right. Tiny, tiny, teeny little pencil brush from Morphe. All right, here we go. Segunda Plaga. So it looks like it's got a little bit of glitter in it. So it's just a little tiny, tiniest bit metallic. Okay, there we go. This is the final look. Lipstick feels lovely, very moisturising. As I said, they don't tend to stick around. But if you're going to be pulling this out of your bag, are you really going to mind? Like, how cool is that? It actually says Bury Me in this shade, which I really love. So, final thoughts, or first impressions, not final thoughts, first impressions on Necromancy Cosmetica. As I said, I don't think I did the shadows any justice to begin with the fact that I used the Milk Hydro Grip Eye Primer. I'm really not enjoying that primer. I know everyone raves about it, but every time I seem to put it on, it just gets the shadows just to cling in one certain area. So I don't know if it's me not applying it properly and I'm not blending it out. I don't know if you have to wait a period of time before you actually put the shadows on top. I don't know, something's not working because look at this, I don't like that area. But overall, I think this is really beautiful. The shadows are very pigmented, as you can see. I just think you have to be very careful on how you are applying them. There's definitely education with this palette. So it is just a case of a light hand, packing it on and being very light and being very particular about the brushes you're using to do it. Obviously you've got other brands that you don't really have to work as hard. But I just think if you're looking for something that is, it's clean beauty, isn't it? Pretty much. It's vegan. What are the ingredients? Does it say? It does not. However, look at all of these shades. There is 32, and there's definitely 2 that I need. Not just want, need. I'm really happy with it. I think it's fun. It's certainly different. I don't think it was that expensive. I would be interested to see how much it is with the Australian stockist, because I did pay quite a bit for taxes, I believe, and delivery. I think it was about $40 on top. I'm considering the second palette. I will have another crack with this one with the warmer tones, just to make my final decision and just learn, well, basically do the exact opposite of what I did in this video. So yes, I'll give it another go. Oh, actually, one last thing I wanted to do. There we go. Half Magic face pearls. Just discovered them. Absolutely in love with them. No need to put any holes in my face, which I might regret at a later age. Just going to buy hundreds of them and just stick them on my face. So yes, what are your thoughts on the palette? I can guarantee everyone is going to be in love with this packaging. I've posted this on my Instagram feed already, and there's a few people who are very interested in hearing my thoughts, and were also said that they were considering buying as well. And also, even though there is quite a bit of kick up, I didn't have any fallout, not one bit of fallout. So like I say, coming up, I've got a full face of Retour de Fil. Got a little episode idea that I want to try, so I'm very excited for that. But yes, I'd love to see you again sometime. Hit subscribe. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts, your feelings on this kind of brand, packaging. What do you think about it? Do you enjoy these colours? Do you like this look? Let me know, but I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.